fun. Today I'm going to be doing something different, or not different, because I feel like sometimes I do this when I ramble, but I'm going to be talking about unpopular doll opinions, just doll thoughts in general, just a sit down talk. I am in a different location, so there's that. So yeah, let's kind of just begin. They have come along with me just so that, you know, they're here in the background, so I'm not just randomly on the screen, but there's a few dolls to look at. I'm definitely going to probably make it so that you can see them better, so I'm probably gonna get like darkened out, which honestly I feel like I should be sitting the other way so the light's like at me and like, you know, but the background isn't as cool. And I like the like, oh, there's a boat. I heard it, but I just kind of ignored it. Anyways, so a little bit darker on the screen, but anyways, dolls back here, just a few that I brought along just for funsies. So let's kind of begin with like my opinions and thoughts, just because I want to share them, and I'm bored. So let's begin. Probably the one that I feel is a pretty big one amongst the doll collecting community is the people hating on male dolls, boy dolls, whatever you want to call them. Specifically, I have Lev here. That's not one that I feel like people hate on the most, but he just happens to be a doll that I ended up bringing along with me, and so he will be our whatever. Lev actually might be, I don't remember. It does say he, art, he, tragic, no, ow, is that what that says? Love. It does say he, but I remember there being like controversy that maybe they were trans. Is that what? I don't remember. I don't remember the controversy. Maybe it's because you're trans colors. I don't remember the controversy. I know that the one purple one is they them, or at least that's what I consider that one, so I use they them, but I don't remember if Lev is supposed to specifically have anything, so I'll be calling them he, but if I'm wrong you can let me know. But I feel like I remember maybe people saying they're trans and it's he because it says on his jacket he, but anyways, I don't remember, it was a while ago. But anyways, boy dolls, hating on boy dolls. I know that there are quite a few YouTubers out there that don't like boy dolls, or just in general I hear a lot of people say them, and I do have issues with boy dolls. I think like it's fair to have your own opinion and stuff. By the way, there's nothing wrong with having your own opinions, that's why I'm sharing them. I'm just saying that I wish more people liked boy dolls. You can have whatever opinion you want, but I like boy dolls. I do have issues with them. Like I said, I typically see them only wearing shorts. Like Lev did come with shorts, and I put Lev in the pants because not all boy dolls have to wear shorts or suits. That's the other one. Like Ken will always wear swim trunks or a suit, and shorts are so boring. I much prefer dolls that are more detailed. Like girl dolls will be like the same dress every single time, and I'm like, yes. Boy dolls, I can't do it. But I love the LOL OMG dolls, or what are they called? LOL, I feel like they have their own name, but maybe not. But I really like OMG dolls. I do like the Rainbow High dolls. I think when they're well designed, they're nice, but that's definitely what I feel is an unpopular opinion. I do know that there are people who like exclusively collect boy dolls, or just in general like them, but I do typically hear people talk about how they don't like boy dolls or don't collect boy dolls, and I like to see them in the collection because I don't know, I like them. I think they're fun. Obviously you can have whatever opinion you want. Second would be like smaller size dolls, people not liking them. I definitely recognize that I am very like, specifically when I started early collecting, I felt very like obligated to have the same opinions of other people, just because, you know, when you start out like doll collecting is like scary to do, you know, scared of what people will say and stuff, and so I felt very obligated for any of the YouTubers that I watched to agree with what they said, because I always feared that if I didn't, I'd be judged and I didn't want to be judged by like the community that's supposed to like be on your side. Not that they would, but always feared it. So I, even now, like when I get like a smaller size doll that I like, example, I was gonna try to name one, but I can't think of what they're called. Oh, I really cannot think of what they're called. I really like them though. But I got one at Five Below. What are they called? I don't know. I can name others. There's like the LOL little top dolls. Those ones are cute. I definitely, like when I find them, I'll be like, I'm not typically, like, I feel like every video that I show a little doll, I literally go, I'm not typically a smaller size doll fan. And it's like, I still feel obligated to say that, even though I am. Like, I really like smaller size dolls. Do I typically tend to prefer these? Yes, I will spend full price for these and I'll wait for other ones to be on sale. Depends actually, because I'm definitely branching out of that. But I, you know, I still really like them. They are something that, you know, makes me excited. There's the Hook dolls, Off the Hook, something like that. I feel like they have a name similar to that. I think they're made by Spin Master. They're like the weird zombie, maybe they're not zombies, I don't remember, but you take them apart and they've got like hooks on their body. Those ones are super fun to me. Am I going to go out of my way to get them? As of right now, no. There might be one or two that I would go out of my way to get, but if I can find them for a good price, I'm adding them to my collection. I have one of them and I do want more. I do typically say that, oh, those are dolls that like I want one or two, but I haven't really gone through to like look through like which ones I really want in my collection, which is something that I want to do in the future because I'm making a doll list of dolls that I would like to add to my collection. And I definitely feel, like I said, like that typically you don't see too many doll collectors. Like they like fashion dolls with shoes roughly this height, and so for smaller size dolls, I do feel obligated to say like, I'm not always the biggest fan of these, and like I am. I also, not really an unpopular opinion, but I always, like when I started collecting, I was like, there's so many dolls that I want that I would try to dislike certain ones. So there are certain dolls out there that I was like, oh, I don't want those, or I don't like those. And I do feel like, again, obligated to not change my mind or not change my opinion. And that's something that I'm slowly growing with, and being able to be like, I didn't like them originally, but they're growing on me, and understanding that like something can grow on you. You can change your mind. You can like something. Example, I always said that I wasn't a big fan of the strawberry shortcake dolls, and I wasn't a fan of the Rainbow Bright. I don't know if it's just the new line that came out that's making me like want them, and maybe when the hype is over, I mean, there's not too much hype for it, but I do feel like a lot of people are talking about it, that once that's over, like maybe I'll stop. But there's just something about them that I really want them. And so I do think, number one, waiting on dolls is something that I do to make sure that I actually want something, because I don't want to buy something that I don't like, but also being able to recognize that I can change my mind on a doll. I can be like, oh, I don't like that, and then be like, I do. And then also the opposite, being like, I really liked that doll, and then changing my mind and being like, I don't like that one that much. I definitely felt the way when I got, if you haven't seen, I got 7 of the 8 Fairy Tale High dolls. So excited about that. I'm so excited. And there were ones in there, not saying that I disliked any of them, because I didn't. I liked literally every single one of them, but I definitely had favorites that I thought that I would keep. And when I got them, just being able to see them in person, I definitely changed my mind on who my favorites were. I just thought that some of them had way more detail put into them than others, which is completely fine. Like, I know that doll lines do that, especially one that is small brand. I think I want to do research on that line, the brand. But anyways, so I definitely had my thoughts kind of changed on specific ones, and I definitely think that I have to be able to be more open to that and being able to change my mind on my thoughts and interests. And that's always really scary, because like, I don't want to do that. I want to be like, I love you, but you know, I gotta be more open to changing my mind on certain things. Next, molded on clothing. That's always one that I hear. Again, I'm very like persuaded on like people when somebody's like, oh, this is my opinion. I definitely feel very like persuaded by it and be like, yep, I agree with you. And I don't know why. Maybe it is really just the fact that I was always afraid that like if I was like, I like this, people would be like, your opinion sucks. But I definitely try to be more open. I do like dolls with mold-on clothing. I do tend to have a distaste for some of them. I think what I hear people say and other YouTubers, and I kind of agree with it, if it's done well, then I like it. Examples are if a doll was able to be created without the molded on clothing. Example, Disney princesses. I've seen Disney princesses with those dresses. Then it kind of bothers me. Like example on one that I don't mind their molded on clothing. Ever After High, when they did the Epic Winter, all of them have like molded on leggings. They have pieces, you know, it's not the whole outfit. Would I've loved to see if they actually had leggings? Yes, but they didn't want to, and I don't hate it. I have Rosabella from Epic Winter. She has mold-on clothing. I don't mind it. I would have loved if they didn't have that, but I don't mind it. However, the ballet dolls that they did, I have Holly O'Hare from that. Why? They have like nothing, and that kind of bothers me. When it's the whole outfit that's completely molded on, that's really annoying. That's really bothersome. But Disney princesses, like, they have made Disney princesses wearing full outfits. So why do they have to do the whole thing? But then again, I bought the butter run. She was thrifted, so like $2. The Barbie, the superhero one, whatever movie that's from. However, she comes with a gimmick, so like it's a weighing thing. And again, I have to be able to see like my opinions and be like, well, I like this, I don't like this. I think the best way that I hear people explain their preferences on molded on clothing is if it's executed well. Like I can recognize that for a item to be cheaper, they might have to cut some corners. I like the dolls on Temu, and I know that they're not going to be super rooted, but I'm going to get good articulation, you know, so I keep that in mind. Sidetracked there, but it's fine. So that's kind of my thoughts on molded on clothing. Would I like a doll to be wearing clothing that I can remove? Yes. Growing up, I actually got rid of a lot of my dolls because I couldn't remove their outfits, and that was a lot of the play that I wanted to do, was dressing them up. Example, my Diamond Castle dolls that I got rid of, devastating. But I remember specifically deciding to get rid of them because when I played with the Diamond Castle playset, the carriage, I would use other dolls because I didn't like those ones as much because I couldn't dress them up, you know? Still devastated about that. Really wish I didn't get rid of my Diamond Castle doll. But anyways, I did keep Melody for the longest time. I don't know why I ever got rid of her because I remember really liking her. I do have her dress though, in case anyone's wondering. For me, molded on clothing is definitely one of the ones that I have the hardest time. Again, I oftentimes will be like, in videos, I'll be like, I don't like molded on clothing, and I'll be like, wait a second, I don't mind it. Example, the fairies. Oh my gosh, what movies is that? Alina, what is that movie called? Barbie Fairytopia. The fairies have molded on clothing. They don't have hardly any. I think they literally have a skirt on. The mermaids don't have clothing. They have a partial skirt maybe. And I love those dolls. So like I tend to be like, I don't like molded on clothing, and it's like, you love those dolls. You really want them. They're top on your list. So that's definitely something that I tend to like also question. And I do think like that's my unpopular opinion, and like a lot of people hate molded on clothing, but I think if it's done well and it's done right, they can become some of the best dolls that I want. Another unpopular opinion, kind of a mean one, is I think that Barbie collectors can be some of the most vicious or rude collectors. I do tend to stay away from a lot of the groups that there are for them. I follow one but typically like they'll have some really mean opinions. Like when Rainbow High came out, people said that they were fat and wouldn't want to collect them. I think that it's okay to have your own opinions, but I just don't like mean ones. I also think like when Monster High Draculaura G3 came out, people called her fat and said some mean things. I think it's crazy that people post stuff on the internet, so I do tend to try to stay away from them. They have other opinions too. I think that it's okay to like not like dolls with big heads, but anything else is kind of just, I don't know, annoying to have, annoying to see. I don't know. That just always bothers me. I also kind of going along with just mean collectors. I think collectors can be horrible. I think collectors can be some of the worst critics out there when it comes to doll collecting. I was always afraid that when I started collecting that people in the outside world, family, friends, random people that didn't know me would judge me, but I definitely think the worst ones that I've seen people get judged by are doll collectors. Yeah. Specifically, maybe it only affects me, but I like dolls that are interesting, different. I like knockoff dolls. I like dolls that are made by smaller companies, and you know, the dolls that take inspiration from other dolls. And I've seen people post their collection, like photos of their collection, and be like, and then people comment like, that's the most ugliest doll that I've seen. Specifically, I see it for like funky tweens, and again, you can have your own opinion. I just don't love that people share it when somebody's like, look at my collection, look how cool it is, and then somebody's like, that's this most stupidest thing that I've seen. And don't get me wrong, like I've seen people be insanely nice, insanely sweet. I just saw somebody post a Bratz doll that somebody was showing as a Bratz doll, but it was actually a Mysticats, which is a doll that I really, really want, and people said, that's so ugly. What is that? That's gross. And I don't know, like again, that one wasn't like somebody's collection video, so I think it's fine. It's not as bad, but I don't know. And again, like it's, you know, if you see something that you don't like, you can just get rid of it, which is exactly what I do. But I don't love that people, I don't know, call things ugly. I definitely try to stray away from, like, I know it's not a person, you're not calling a person ugly, but it does bother me, so I do tend to try to stray away. And you can have your own opinions, but I also think that like if the opinion goes against what I'm going to believe, I'm not going to stick around very long. Lastly, before I'm done with my thoughts and opinions for the day, is definitely my thoughts on, like, I feel obligated, a lot of obligations, to like justify wanting a specific doll or wanting something. I think again, like if somebody doesn't collect what you collect, it's hard. Like I definitely find collectors who collect what I collect, which is a good thing to have, like be able to watch YouTube and see these collectors who collect all these things, but I definitely feel obligated to have justifications to be like, oh, but this YouTuber that I watch, you know, they also collect this, so it's fine. And I gotta start doing better and being okay to like collect what I want to collect, or like what I want to like. And so I'm definitely working on things as a collector, and I definitely think like the more that you get into collecting, the more open you are. It's just something the more I get into collecting, the more open I am, and willing to, you know, not be as afraid to like walk into the store and go, oh, a doll that I want, you know. I don't know, just things that I've learned, and I haven't been collecting very long, so it's super nice to be able to go from like being very afraid to, you know, start collecting or talk about what I like and what I don't and my unpopular opinions, and to grow and kind of be able to form my own opinions and my own thoughts, and be able to recognize that certain things that I see bother me, so I avoid that. I don't want to see people call a doll ugly because it could be something that somebody really likes, so I avoid that. I stray away. Just kind of my thoughts out there. Let me know if you have thoughts, if you've seen any mean collectors out there. But yeah, I'm Akbar. Thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.